How's it going on, guys? Dan here, back with a video. So today I'm getting my car remapped. I have a Fiesta Mk8 ST line, 125 brake horsepower. With the remap that I'm going for, it's by this person that my friend has had multiple cars remapped by him. His dad's had his van done, he's had his cars done. So I felt like, well, I'm going to trust someone that I know that's had a remap from him before. I did look at other websites such as like Super Chips, and you can get ones done by like Race Chips and things like that. But to be honest with you, I didn't really fancy going for, I didn't want to go for Race Chips just because I didn't want a box in my car. I didn't want to keep selecting the different modes on my phone. You know, I just want a straightforward remap on my car so I don't have to worry about anything. Super Chips, I was looking at them with their bluefin device. However, now they have gone into liquidation, which does suck because they were a good company. But now that I have had this, having this remap done by this person, I feel more confident within the remap because obviously I've had my mates had cars done by him before. So, what am I expecting from the remap? So, at the moment, my car is 125 brake horsepower with 170 newton meters of torque. With the remap, I am going to be looking at about 150 brake and about an extra 43, 45 torque added onto that as well. So there is a bit, not a big difference, but a semi-big difference, like 25 brake horsepower more than my current car at the moment. But the best thing about this remap is the person doesn't copy loads of maps and put them on loads of cars. So for example, if I've had a car, say that I've had a remap done now, the person after me that has exactly the same car won't get the same remap. So he actually writes the maps there and then with the car to suit your needs. So say that you said to him, I want a remap to get more fuel economy. He would then write a map for you for that car to get fuel economy and get more miles and not use as much fuel. However, I didn't want that. I wanted to have more power, more performance, make it quicker off the line, acceleration, etc. So he's making me a map that can do that. And he's also making me a map as well that when it's, so when you get to like a high rev, it will be a seamless line of the horsepower. What that means is, so as you can see on the screen now, here's an example of a graph. So as you can see, it goes up, and then instead of dipping down like the stock map that you have on your car currently, it actually just levels out. So it just goes straight across, which means the power never goes. And that's pretty much what a remap does. It just programs the engine to do something different. A lot of people do say remaps are bad, you shouldn't really get one because they can damage your car, they can damage your engine, your gearbox, things like that. The reason why people say that is because people that have a remap, say that you went to, I don't know, Race Chips, for example. I've never had a product off them, so obviously I can't comment on their products or their quality of products, or their maps. However, companies that say that you get like 56 horsepower more, or you get an extra 80 horsepower, you get the idea. The reason why I didn't want that is because your gearbox in your car, no matter what car you have, say that you had a car like mine, for example, like a Fiesta, because I know a lot of people do want maps for them, just because they are quite a sporty car and they're quite easy to do modifications on. Say that you have a Ford Fiesta, and say you go to this, I don't know, random person and that's selling a map and put it on your car, it gives you an extra 80 brake horsepower, and then, you know, like another 110 torque. The problem with that is your gearbox and your transmission, your timing chain, your gear shifter won't support that much torque. Also as well, your wheel caps as well, you won't be able to support it as well, because that does go by torque. So I know a lot of people do have issues with them when they do have a remap. So each gearbox and each transmission has an amount of torque that they can cope with. So mine, for example, can cope up to 220 torque. That's the maximum I can go. If I go any more, I'm going to have lots of issues. So with mine, stock, it's 170 on the map. But then with this extra 40, it brings it up to around about 210. So, you know, I'm not close to the line, but I am, you know, like in the sweet spot of where I want to be. If I say that I went to 240 torque, so, you know, I'm 20 over the torque, then I could experience some issues where my transmission could have issues, or my gearbox could fail. And that's when issues come, where people push their car too far. And that's why I didn't want to do that. And the guy that is doing my car right now, because he just is here now, he's actually recommending me not to go that far. He's told me to go to about 150 brake, or then just add like 43 or 40 Newton meters of torque, which was brilliant, because that means then I'm not pushing my car too hard. I'm pushing it just enough, and I'm going to get a faster and a more accelerated car. Let me show you some videos of what he's doing to make my car quicker and just be an absolute beast. So, as you can see, the remap is being done. Got the extension lead that he has bought with him, just to give him power to the machine. So what this machine is doing, it's just calibrating the actual engine, just to make sure that it's got enough power and that nothing goes wrong. It's just making sure as well that there is enough voltage in the car and there's no electrical issues. If I show you inside the car, so as you can see, the car is currently being mapped. So the map is being writ, as you can see on the screen. So it's just programming it. This whole thing takes about an hour and a half to do, to write the map. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. Looking forward to seeing the end results. So the laptop is plugged into the diagnostic port. It's an ECU remap on the device, on the car, which means what's going to happen is it's going to save your current ECU map on his device, and then it writes another ECU map, a custom map onto the car, which obviously gives you that extra horsepower. Best thing is as well, if you do want the old map back, so the stock map, you can contact him, and once you've contacted him, he will then come round for £40 and then just reinstall your stock one back. Don't think I'm going to do that, I'm not too sure yet, because obviously this car is on lease, because there is another way just to put it back to stock, and that is just updating your firmware on the actual car. So I can do that either way, and that will put it back to stock. So the company that I'm using is this one here. So here is their phone number if you do want to get a map from them. They do all sorts. They don't just do remaps. They do stage 1, stage 2, pops and bangs, launch control, and as you can see, alloys, and also paint repairs as well. So it is a good company, and I'm really happy that my friend did recommend me them. I will use them again, because as you can see, my alloy is scuffed from a curb, so I will use them again for that. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm looking forward to seeing the end result. So yeah, so that's my car being remapped. It got remapped, took about an hour and a half, an hour and 20 minutes. Like anyone, I went out straight away in the car, went down the dual carriageway, see how quick I could, how fast timing I could go compared to when I had it at stock. I wanted to get it from 0 to 60 just to time it, but every time that I went onto the dual carriageway, there was loads of people on there, so I couldn't actually just stop. So what I had to do is go at 40 mile an hour and then pick my speed up and get to 70, just to see how quick it does take. I did start off on both videos on the same rev counter as well, in between 2 and 3. So it's not like it's unfair. But yeah, I will play the videos now. Let me know what you think. But yeah, the first video is going to be stock, which took 12 seconds to get from 40 to 70. Then the next video would be the remap, which took 8 seconds. So I'm saving 4 seconds from going from 40 to 70, which is a big improvement. So yeah. See, the car was struggling without the map. It was taking more time to get to that 70 miles an hour mark from 40. It took 8 seconds with the map to get from 40 to 70. Without the map stock, it took 12 seconds. So I'm saving 4 seconds when I'm changing different speeds. And to be honest with you, that is a big improvement. Going from 12 seconds to 8. In my opinion, that it was definitely worth the remap, and it was definitely worth the money paying to have a good quality map on my car, knowing that no issues are going to happen. It's fully checked over, and if any issues, I can always give them a call or a text. But to be honest with you, I don't think I will have any issues because, again, my friends had cars in the past and he did go over thorough checks and do diagnostics before leaving as well on the car. So yeah, so that's my review of my map on the car. Was it worth it overall? Yes, 100%. Yes, it uses more fuel, but to be honest with you, if you are driving like Lewis Hamilton, like 100 mile an hour everywhere, then yeah, you are going to burn more fuel just because you are going faster in the car. It's the same as anything. If you buy like a 3-litre car, it's going to use more fuel than a 1-litre EcoBoost Fiesta would. It's the same thing. More power, more fuel than needed to produce that power. So yeah, just to go over before I end this video, I didn't really explain what that box did on the bonnet correctly. So it does make sure that there's no electrical issues, but what it actually does, as I actually asked the man, it stabilizes the voltage on the battery, just so there's no issues when writing the ECU onto the car, which, to be honest with you, with a map I've never seen before. I've never seen anyone do that, because I've seen maps like obviously race chips, and I've seen like super chips where you just plug a device into the diagnostic port and it writes the chip for you, it writes the map onto the ECU. And then again, race chips, you plug the actual box into the diagnostic wires, a bit like a piggyback. So that one piggybacks off the ECU, so it's not actually overwriting anything, it's just telling the ECU what to do, essentially. So yeah, that's my video on my remap. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up. At the end of this video as well, there will be a picture of where you can go to the person to go and get your remap, if you do want to get one done. Yeah, he does loads of cars, not just Fiestas. He does BMWs, Jaguars, pretty much anything. Just give him a call or give him an email. I'm sure he'll be able to help you out. But yeah, any questions, write them in the comments below. Make sure you hit the like button as well if you enjoyed the video. But yeah, see you on the next video.